Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Stenden TV magazine. My name is Johan, and I will guide you through some interesting topics today. They will be about the Liberation Day festivals, TEDx Stenden, the merge between Stenden and NHL, and an exhibition in Stenden called Through Refugees' Eyes. And we also have a great song from Jasper Reitsma. First, we are going to talk about the Liberation Day. Liberation Day and the festivals that are taking place then. Celebrating your freedom is important. Let's see how Dutch people celebrate it on the 5th of May.
Tomorrow is Liberation Day, a day where the Dutch people celebrate their freedom. We went on the streets to ask people about Liberation Day and what their plans for the 5th of May are.
Hello, and where are you from?
I'm from the Netherlands, Groningen.
I'm from Groningen.
Poland.
I'm from Holland, the Netherlands.
Do you have plans for Liberation Day?
I'm probably going to the Bevrijdingsfestival with my friends.
Drink and go to festivals.
And I will be working at the festival.
Every year I go to them in Groningen, here in Stadspark.
And which one do you like the best?
Groningen. Yeah, I really do.
I don't usually check where the biggest one is because I don't like traveling, so I just go to the closest one most of the time.
Groningen, of course.
We heard a lot about the festivals. Let's take a closer look at the one that's going to be held in Groningen.
My name is Diederik van der Meijden and I'm the festival manager of Bevrijdingsfestival Groningen 2017. The festival started in 1991 because the government wanted younger people to be involved in all the ideas of freedom in relation to the Second World War. And pop music attracts people, young people, and with pop music we can send a message to the audience. We have a very big sponsor, that's the audience. They buy a beer, a Coke, fries, etc. And we can pay most of the costs, we can pay from the income the audience gives us. We have a very big guest from London, Tom O'Dell. But also a lot of Dutch artists, de jeugd van tegenwoordig. We start with them at 12:30, and a very popular Dutch group, Chef Special, is also coming on the main stage. But we have 6 different stages where we give the people with different tastes what they want. We have a very beautiful location. You can see it here in the park, Stadspark. It's a very big park. It's very suited for the festival we have here with a lot of different spaces where we can build stages. And so it's a very nice atmosphere, very friendly. You sit people here and hear music in a sunny, quiet environment. Please, everybody come.
Now we're going back to the studios to talk to Maurice Loods, who is a member of the organization of the Liberation Day Festival in Leeuwarden.
Well, that seems like some great festivals. We invited Maurice Loods to the studio. Welcome, that you want to explain something. First of all, could you tell something more about yourself?
Well, I'm Maurice Loods. I'm 27 years old and I am a board member of the organization of the Liberation Festival in Leeuwarden. And I'm responsible for the communication. And this is actually my first year as a board member, so
okay.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
it's a kind of a different festival for me now because recent years I went there as just like a visitor, and now I have a function, so I'm looking forward to it.
Looking at it at a whole different
definitely.
perspective.
Yeah.
Could you? We have a lot of international students right now here at Stenden. Could you explain what we celebrate on the 5th of May and why?
Yes, of course. We celebrate Liberation Day, as was said in the clip we just saw, and we celebrate that we got liberated from German Nazi occupation in 1945. And the reason why we celebrate that on the 5th of May is because that's the day the negotiations about the surrender happened. So that's why the date. 5th of May 1945, but it's also very closely connected to the 4th of May, which is in Holland Remembrance Day. And tonight, 8 o'clock, we remember the fallen from the Second World War. So in Holland, that's very closely connected, 4 and 5. But then again, it's also separated because the 4th is for remembering and contemplating, and the 5th is for celebrating. So it's more appropriate to celebrate on a different day. That's the thought. Yeah.
Very weird. It will be together, of course. And could you tell us something about the festival that will be held here in Leeuwarden, where you're one of the responsible people?
Yes, of course. It's funny that in the clip we saw a lot about Groningen, but of course I would rather have the people come to Leeuwarden, of course, because that's where I'm in the organization. And we have a beautiful festival here. There's the music. There's 7 different stages with bands, lots of different music styles. So especially for people who like music, but what's also important in the Liberation Festival is the projects that we do that are to remember the fact that freedom isn't to be taken for granted. So we do a lot of things, like there's a theater about refugees. We do projects like there's a special breakfast for the elderly. So for us, it's very important to point that out too, that we do things like that as well. And of course, for the whole program, people can see on our website to see what there is in Leeuwarden tomorrow.
Yes, and what you said was a lot about Groningen. Could you explain very quickly, because we're almost out of time, but very quickly, why is Leeuwarden more special, the Liberation Festival more special than the one in Groningen?
Well, very shortly, the atmosphere here in Leeuwarden, everything is in the center of the city, whereas in Groningen it's on a big festival outside of the city. But it's just the atmosphere and the bars and the different stages and just the fun.
Just a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, and have a nice day tomorrow as well.
Thank you.
And I hope it will be a good success.
Thank you.
The refugee situation in Europe is something everyone has their own opinion about. The planned exhibition Through Refugees' Eyes here at Stenden University is supposed to bring the topic closer to us from a new angle.
According to the World Economic Forum, more than 1 million refugees came to Europe in 2016 alone. Now, in the end of May, Stenden University is hosting an exhibition showing the world from a refugee's point of view. Now, we want to know what Leeuwarden thinks of the refugee situation. Are you aware of the refugee situation in Europe?
Yes, I am.
I am, yes.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that situation.
I used to work with refugees in Germany, so I have kind of an idea how it works and how it is.
I think most of them are already aware, because it's on the news nearly like daily.
So do you support the idea of the Netherlands welcoming refugees?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yes.
Why? Of course, it's lovely, normal in Europe, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely. Yeah. I think many people can't imagine how it is when people can't stay or can't be at home anymore.
I really think we should help them where possible. Of course, I think it's important that we take into account the capacity that we have as a country.
And I think we have enough space and enough opportunity to give these people like a new chance here.
Because it's important for everyone to have a safe place, and the refugees that I have spoken to, everyone says they want to go home eventually. They don't want to live here and take our jobs and everything that everyone says. That's not true.
There's still a lot of racism that you see.
Well, there's a lot of racism, especially with the people that grew up here, like the old people.
Do you think it would help the people to understand if they saw the situation from a refugee's point of view?
I think so, yes.
Inka Weber is a German social worker that has been working with refugees for years. If someone in Europe knows what their situation here looks like, it's her. Now we want to know what she thinks.
The problem here in Europe is that many people don't understand the situation the refugees are in. They come here because they have to, not to survive, not because they want to. Most of them witnessed horrible things and they are lucky that they are here alive. I work with many people that saw their own family members being tortured and killed in Syria and Afghanistan. Parents that needed to leave some of their children behind. Women that don't know where their husband is. Children that had to fight in the war. Us Europeans, we cannot understand where refugees came from and what they have been through because we have everything. But we need to understand what the world looks like from refugees' point of view.
As we can see, the exhibition's purpose is very relevant in today's world. So now for all those out there that do want to see how the world looks like from a refugee's perspective, now in the studio we have Hai Go. I hope I pronounced it right, very sorry if I didn't.
Perfect.
Great, great. First of all, how did the process of organizing this event go?
At first we got an idea from my friend. Her name is Nikki. She actually went to Greece and did a volunteer there for 1 year. Okay. She suffered everything with the Syrian people there, so she really sympathy to them. So after go back to Netherlands, she decided to spread the message. Because she make friend with two photographers in Syria. They are Syrian people, yeah. Syrian people. So she decided to do exhibition and show all the photos and the art make from them to raise awareness amongst the students about that. Yeah. Okay. So and then we asked for help from Stenden, and we received some of them. Yeah. Kind of. And we also received the help from Inactus, Stenden, and Hestia, and a lot of volunteers from outside Stenden.
Okay. So, and did every people you reached out to act supportive?
Act supportive?
Yeah, act supportive. Or did you have some people who didn't want to work with you? That everybody was willing to work with you?
Yeah, a lot of people are willing to work with us. For example, at first it was only Nikki, and then I volunteer helping her, and then we are gonna organize a dinner to raise more fund for the refugees. Yes. So we asked for the help from the chef. He's a Syrian chef, and he's now living in the Netherlands now. And we asked for help from Inactus Stenden because they had a lot of experience in organized parties and fundraising activities. And then I asked for my friends outside Stenden, and they was really supportive for us. Yeah, like that.
It's always nice to hear that people was willing to work with you.
But the thing is, we only there was a mistake in communication about the location where the exhibition will be organized with Stenden. At first, we thought. We want to organize this exhibition in the library area. Mm-hmm. But then, there was some misunderstanding, so we have to change the place to the near the canteen. Yes. And Stenden didn't allow us to organize it in the library area.
Okay, but now it will be in the canteen.
Yeah, so that's the reason why the exhibition was delayed until now.
Okay, we're almost out of time. When will it take place?
When? In the end of this month, if everything goes well.
Okay, and is the entrance free, or will there be do people need to pay to see?
Oh, it's the entrance free.
Entrance free.
Yeah, but we always can collect money from good people.
That people should do that. Thank you so much for joining us and explaining some more. Then let's hope these people who try to make the world a better place get a lot of support during this exhibition. Thank you so much. Now it's time for the returning item behind the song. We met with singer-songwriter Jasper Reitsma in his hometown Groningen, where we talked about his creative songwriting process. Let's see what he has to say.
I'm Jasper Reitsma indeed. I'm a musician from Groningen. I studied at the conservatoire, classical guitarist actually. Right now I'm just developing my skills as a singer-songwriter, occasionally with a band, and that's basically who I am.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your history as a musician?
I started out with one horribly performed song for family and friends, and they said like, yeah, well done, good job, and they all kind of looked away in horror. It's been getting a lot better since, and now kind of to clear my mind I just sing and play piano and play guitar, and I think it's all because I wanted to get into the conservatoire. I chose one of my favorite songs, and it's called When You Walk My Way. It's basically a love song, like almost all of my songs. And it's the only one that I don't find annoying to listen to, because I kind of hate listening songs of my own. Because, well, I like my voice, but I don't like hearing it. And this is the only one I'm like, yeah, this is good. I like listening to this. I don't know where the idea came from. It's just I had a story in my mind, and then it kind of stuck. This is actually one of the very few love songs I wrote while I wasn't necessarily thinking about someone. I was in love at that point, but it wasn't about her. It was just about a story. It's not that much emotional for me, but just something I wanted to share with the world. And it's a very typical story about a guy, and he sees a beautiful person walking their way, and it's like, oh my God, I need to have this person in my life. And then he just stares at her, and he's like just instant in love. He's kind of afraid to ask her out, but he does anyway, and they hit it off, and then it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have a great time, you and I. And that's basically what the song is about. I generally write my songs in the bathroom, because I find it the most calming place, and the most place I have the most inspiration.
Can you also tell us a little bit about the process of writing this song?
I never write my songs in one go. I always take some time in between them. I write a chorus, and then I just continue like 3 days later, and then I write another melody, and then it just sticks in my head. Basically, the song changes about 5 times, and after 5 times it's maybe complete, and then I will put it all together and change it another couple of times, and that's how I wrote this song as well. Just lots of trial and error, I would say. I'd absolutely love to make a career out of this. I mean, music has always been my life, and not necessarily to be like a professional musician, but just to make people happy with music that I made. That would be my dream. It wouldn't matter to me if I would do that with teaching or with performing, but in any way, if I can make people happy with my music, I'm content, basically.
Welcome to the studio, Jasper.
Thanks.
We learned a little bit about you in the item. I think it's just time to let us hear what you got. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jasper Reitsma with his new song, When You Walk My Way.
When you walked my way, oh, forgive me if I stared, you took my breath away. So my eyes could go nowhere, oh, my heart beat raised when you met my gaze, and a smile lit up from your face. Yeah, a smile lit up from your face. It didn't take too long. In my mind every day, it's like a broken song in a beautiful way, and I'm scared to death that you might slip away, so I'll do everything that it takes. Yeah, I'll do everything that it takes, 'cause it's all the story still left untold, and it's up to us to see how it unfolds, and I'll be your prince, oh, until we're old. Show you every day that I love you so. When we sat down, unaware of time going by, I start to notice how the sparks start to fly, and it's time to leave, but I can't say goodbye, 'cause I just met the love of my life. Oh, I just met the love of my life, and it's the oldest story still left untold. It's up to us to see how it unfolds, and I'll be your prince until we're old. Show you every day that I love you so. It's light in your eyes that I adore. It's your beautiful smile got me begging for more. No, I don't want no one else, I'm sure. 'Cause when you walk my way, oh, forgive me if I stared, you took my breath away. Oh, you got me then and there, my heartbeat raised when you met my gaze, and a smile lit up from your face. Yeah, a smile lit up from your face.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck with your career.
Thank you.
As most of us know, the NHL Hogeschool and the Stenden University of Applied Sciences will merge. We had the idea and opportunity to take a closer look inside the NHL. So let's take a closer look and join David and Priscilla on their tour.
Did you know that Stenden and NHL will merge in the near future? Well, I think so. But do you also know who the students are and how the building looks from inside? Well, we're going to show you in this beautiful NHL tour.
But of course, you don't have to do this alone. We are going to make a journey through NHL, and I'm curious what we're going to explore there. You as well?
Yeah, very.
So let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome at NHL. We are going to explore the school for you, but before we are going to do that, we want to interview one of their students to hear the ins and outs of the school.
So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to find someone who can interview. So let's find someone. Yeah? What do you think about Stenden?
Well, it's a little bit different from NIL because the classes are smaller than in here. I studied at Stenden. I did small business and retail management.
What is your favorite spot here in NHL?
Open learning center.
Well, thank you very much for your time and enjoy your day.
No problem.
So we are at one of Ruben's favorite places right now. This place is quite familiar with the city landscape that we have at Stenden. But we are going to show you right now some more beautiful places that we can find at NHL.
So, that was our tour of the NHL. We hope you liked it, but more important, we hope that you now have a clear picture of what this school is like.
So I actually need some coffee right now. Do you know it's for free in here?
It's for free?
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing. Let's get something.
So now we have some free coffee. We have to find someone who wants some coffee. David couldn't give his one away because he liked it too much. So that's why I'm giving coffee away now. So let's find someone who wants a coffee. Hello, I have a free coffee for you. And you can get a lot of free coffees from NHL. Did you know that?
No, not yet. No.
Really nice though. May I ask you something about NHL?
Yes, of course.
Have you ever been to NHL?
Yes, to buy coffee.
For free?
No, it wasn't for free that time.
And we're back at Stenden again, and we've enjoyed our amazing day at NHL. And we didn't know that it was such a beautiful building, and the coffee was that good. Back to the studio.
Now, after Priscilla and David showed us what NHL looks like, I have Jeroen van Beuzenkom with me in order to gain some more information about NHL and its merge with our university. First of all, did the video give a good overview of NHL?
Yeah, I think it was a nice overview of NHL, but I think there's a lot more that NHL has to offer for students and staff, actually.
Yeah. Well, the most important question here at Stenden among the students is, will the coffee also be free here at Stenden?
Yeah. Well, I think it's a really nice gesture for students to present them free coffee, but if this will still be the issue in the future, I have no idea actually.
Okay, maybe we ruined it a little bit for NHL now, and it.
I'm sure that if this will improve the quality of our programs and the students will be satisfied, well, maybe it's a good idea for the board.
Yeah, it's a good thing to think about it indeed. Could you explain us a little bit why NHL and Stenden are merging?
Yeah, I think Stenden and NHL are looking into a merger for quite a long time. They have a different program profile, both universities, but they also have some similar programs. And they've been looking to see if a merger would work between these two universities. So in 2015 we decided to sit together and to really look into what we could add to both universities.
Yes. Did you also think the students of Stenden will also have class at NHL and vice versa? Will there be exchange between that?
Yeah, I think so. I think once the merger is effective in 2018, actually, then we will build the new university, as we call it. And I think we should start thinking from one university perspective. So that means that you can have classes in any building of these universities.
Okay, so it will really be one combined school.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that would be very nice, I think so. And what is your exact function between the merge?
Well, I'm a representative of the university for the program team. Mm-hmm. So we have a program team which supports the board of both universities. And we also support the program managers who are working on the transition and implementation of the merger.
Okay, that is all your...
So I'm a program coordinator.
Yeah, exactly. Actually. To make it short, it's a program coordinator.
Yes.
It's your function. What would you say is the biggest advantage of the merge for Stenden?
Yeah, I think from Stenden perspective, it's really good to look at NHL University, and they have a really strong profile in the region of the northern of the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big advantage for Stenden. Stenden is really strong in the international context and has a strong international profile.
Yes.
So I think we have the biggest benefit of both universities.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully this merge will be successful. I'd like to welcome Paulius Locusius. Very sorry again if I mispronounced it. He is the project manager of TEDx Stenden 2017, which we want to get some more information about. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey.
First of all, how would you describe TEDx Stenden?
Well, probably most of people know what is TEDx about. So it's all about ideas worth spreading. So this year it's already 5th TEDx Stenden University event here in Leeuwarden, in Stenden location. And yes, it's also all about ideas worth spreading. We want to create a stage for people who like to share their ideas, spread the message to the students, to the employees and teachers of Stenden. Mm-hmm. And yes, just make great ideas possible.
Yeah, this is where it's all about. And why did you bring it, you said it's the 5 years anniversary.
Yes.
Why did you bring it to Stenden in the first place?
Yes, I think it's important to mention that I work on this project only for the first year, because it's organized by leisure management students. every year, and the organization team every year is different. But it was brought to Stenden because I think it's extraordinary event. It's really important event for students and also for speakers to know more about different ideas, what is going on in some people's minds. So I thought it has really a high added value for everyone.
Yeah. And could you explain something about the topic, because that's Mind Blossom?
Well, yes. The topic of this year is Mind Blossom. So by this topic, we want to show to our audience the world using different perspectives. Yeah, actually, the topic is really broad. So that's why we came up with this topic, because we want to talk not only about one certain subject, but involve many different subjects. So if you imagine a tree, everything starts from the seed. So by this event, we want to plant a seed into our audience's mind. And by these speeches, this seed will grow, and all those talks will be like a water to the seed. And at the end, we want to have a final tree or a flower which will blossom.
That's
so
the whole...
the mind will blossom.
Yes, exactly. Like I said, Mind Blossom.
Yes.
Really
yes.
in that way. And could you tell us a little bit about the presenters of TEDx Stenden?
Well, this year we have 8 speakers. 2 of them are students from Stenden, because every year we want to involve students as well. And yes, so we, as I mentioned before, we have many different topics which we want to cover, from climate change and intersectionality to design thinking. Also, we have 2 speakers who will talk about brain and memory, how to create a mind-blossoming presentations. It's also like tip for students for the future. So 1 speaker is coming from the UK.
Okay.
Yes, and all of them are from the whole Netherlands, from the whole country.
So really diverse
yeah.
combination of speakers. And if you could, at the end, people are walking away, could you tell us in 3 words, what is the message that you want people to go home with?
That the world is different, and that you need to understand things from different perspectives. Not only have one certain view, but also see it from different angles. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and I hope it will be a good success.
Yeah, thank you
very much. This was our show for today. Thank you all for watching Stenden TV magazine. After the credits, we still have 1 exciting bonus item for about a newly released game, Horizon Zero Dawn, which was developed here in the Netherlands. I hope to see you next time when we will be back with some new interesting topics. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Horizon Zero Dawn is an open-world role-play game developed by Guerrilla Games in the Netherlands for the PlayStation 4 and released on the 1st of March. This is the largest and most expensive media product the Netherlands ever developed. About 250 people worked on this product in Amsterdam and had a budget of $47 million and a development time of over 6 years. Through its effort and outstanding success, Guerrilla Games will be able to develop a sequel of the game and will focus on more blockbuster projects in the nearest future. The game is set in the future after a major disaster which had an influence of the whole world and destroyed most parts of the known civilization. Humans lived like in the primeval time again, hunting, collecting, fighting, while living in clans and protecting their tribes. At the same time, robot dinosaurs lived like wild cyberpunk animals on the same Earth, where big cities were forgotten and buried in dust.
We went to Stenden, NHL and Hoofddorp City Centre to interview students that have played the game, who wanted to know their honest opinion about the game's positives and negatives.
I think it's a good concept. It's new. Nobody really did that, so I like that.
It's something new, so that's special.
I really loved it. It was also a little bit down to earth, and because you also have to compete with other games, they're very futuristic. So I really loved the aspect that they combined it both, and it was combined in such a way that it was very doable, it was understandable even with the whole storyline. I really loved it.
Yeah, I think it's something very different, because I heard about the previous games of Guerrilla Games, and there was always shooters, and I think it's very nice that they found a different approach to make a new game, something that's never been done before.
The amount of things that you can do in the game, other games can learn from that.
And the storyline.
This game combines the past and the future, and I think it's really cool that that you have dinosaurs in sort of robot versions and primitive technology.
I think the future and the past combined.
Actually, it was one of the best games I've played so far.
I think it's a very good game, especially because it's made by people from Holland, so that's pretty cool.
Some sort of Call of Duty shooter with a medieval theme.
Nothing really.
The travel distance. I hate the travel distance.
Yeah, that you can play online with your friends. That's all.
All in all, the students are quite positive. They find it rather refreshing that there's something new in the gaming world, and they find that the game is just very well developed. We went to interview someone who worked on the game, and he had some very interesting things to say. The most impressive about the game is that you as a player are all alone. You have to build your own style, and compared to other games, the gameplay is not fully scripted. Since it is an open world game based on survival, you can also improve your tactics to survive in this big and vast open world. The futuristic aspect is rather original and interesting, because it is combined with a primeval theme, and this has never been done before. Guerrilla Games firstly developed Killzone. This game is rather linear with specific levels. Horizon Zero Dawn, on the other hand, is an open world game, and you cannot just load the map or world easily as a developer. Certain tools were very important to run the game smoothly, just as other programs. The streaming service that loads objects in the game at the right time is optimized to its full capacity for Horizon. Also, almost every cutscene in the game is in-game made, even the out-game cutscenes. The marketing aspect is mostly done by Sony, the umbrella company, but Guerrilla Games contributes as well. They did this for Horizon with cosplay and with being subtle while presenting the game. The story gets presented quite generally, so this so-called underselling technique works surprisingly well. The concept of this game is something new in the gaming world. The combining of these themes has never been done before. Next to that, the game was rather hard to make, but since it already had a base, it was easier to develop. The umbrella company Sony mostly concerns themselves about the marketing of the game. Guerrilla Games helps and contributes next to them. In conclusion, Horizon Zero Dawn is an amazing new game with a good story, nice gameplay, beautiful graphics and hours of fun.